Right now, at this very moment, a bomb cyclone is intensifying off the coast of the Carolinas, and over 12 million Americans are waking up to what meteorologists are calling a once-in-a-generation winter storm. If you live anywhere from the mountains of Asheville to the beaches of Wilmington, the next 48 hours will define your winter. According to the National Weather Service, every single county in North Carolina and South Carolina is under a winter storm warning. That is 168 counties. 100% coverage. Here is what nobody else is telling you. In the next 8 minutes, I am going to give you the exact timing for when the heaviest snow arrives in your specific city. Not general information. Exact times. When it starts, when it peaks, when it ends. I will also show you the wind chill forecast that has officials calling this brutal and life-threatening. Charlotte, Asheville, Greenville, Wilmington, pay close attention. By minute 6, you will understand exactly why this storm is different and what it means for you. But first, you need to understand why the National Weather Service is using words like historic and unprecedented for this event. The mountains of western North Carolina are ground zero for this historic snowfall. If you live anywhere from Asheville to Sylva to Burnsville, this forecast is critical. Asheville, listen carefully. You already have 2 to 3 inches on the ground as of this morning. But here is the important part. Snow continues into the early afternoon with moderate to heavy bands moving through. Total accumulation for the Asheville area will reach 4 to 8 inches in the valleys. But if you are in the higher elevations around Burnsville or the surrounding mountains, we are talking 9 to 12 inches or more. Some locations have already reported more than 6 inches, and the snow is still falling. Here is what nobody else is telling you about this region. The snow is not the only danger. Wind gusts will ramp up dramatically by 5 p.m. tonight. Asheville could see gusts reaching 36 miles per hour from the north. Marion and Hendersonville, your winds climb to 43 miles per hour overnight. And at the highest elevations, gusts could reach 55 miles per hour. That is enough to cause blowing snow and near-zero visibility. Canton and Maggie Valley, you are looking at 3 to 4 inches now with more on the way. Sylva, the roads are already snow-covered. Main Street is blanketed in white. This is a time to stay home, but the wind chill is what makes this dangerous. Sunday morning wind chills will plunge to 15 degrees below zero. That is not a typo. -15. At higher elevations, it will feel even colder. What comes next is critical for millions across the Carolinas. The storm has now pushed into the upstate of South Carolina and the Charlotte metropolitan area, with significant impacts already being reported. Charlotte, your snow started overnight and it has added up quickly. As of Saturday afternoon, 6 inches of snow has been measured in the Charlotte metro area. That is more snow than this city has seen in a single event in years. For cities like Charlotte, Raleigh, and Greensboro, AccuWeather is calling this potentially the biggest snowstorm in decades. Greenville, South Carolina, you have nearly 4 inches on the ground, and conditions are deteriorating rapidly. The Greenville Fire Department held an emergency news conference Saturday, reporting more wrecks in the last hour than they had all of last weekend combined. Officials are pleading with residents to stay home. Here is the important part. A second band of snow is moving through Saturday afternoon. This will add additional accumulation on top of what has already fallen. For the upstate, widespread totals of 4 to 7 inches are expected. Some areas northeast of Greenville could push even higher. The North Carolina State Highway Patrol has reported 750 collisions from midnight through 6 p.m. Saturday. 750 crashes in 18 hours. None fatal, thankfully, but a major pileup on Interstate 85 north in Cabarrus County, involving a tractor-trailer stranded dozens of vehicles in the snow for hours. Comment below right now with your city and state. I will personally give you the exact forecast for your location. Thousands of viewers are already doing this and getting critical information that could save them hours stuck on a highway. Do not wait. Type your location now. After sunset, wet and slushy roads will freeze solid. What is wet pavement now becomes black ice tonight. Now we turn to the coastline, where historic snowfall is possible. Yes, historic snowfall at the beach. Wilmington, North Carolina. Light snow began falling Saturday afternoon and will become heavier through the evening. Here is your hour-by-hour breakdown. Light flurries through the afternoon. Moderate snow by evening. Heavy snow overnight into Sunday morning. Total accumulation 5 to 8 inches. Here is the important part. The last time Wilmington recorded more than 5 inches of snow was December 1989. That is 36 years ago. This storm could shatter that record. The Outer Banks face a different but equally dangerous threat. The National Weather Service has warned of wind gusts approaching 70 miles per hour near the coast. That is approaching hurricane-force winds. Combined with strong tides, coastal flooding is possible in exposed areas. But here is what makes this a true bomb cyclone. The storm's barometric pressure is dropping 24 millibars in 24 hours. That rapid intensification is creating blizzard conditions across eastern North Carolina. The Weather Prediction Center confirms this storm will produce blizzard conditions in eastern North Carolina Saturday night into early Sunday morning. The snow will begin to wrap up for the coast by Sunday, but the cold will not let up. Temperatures will sink into the single digits Saturday night and persist through Sunday morning. That means the snow will stick around through at least early next week. For a region that rarely sees snow at all, this is unprecedented. The forecast for the next section could change everything for how you prepare. This is the forecast that demands the most attention. The National Weather Service is calling the combination of snow, wind, and cold across the Carolinas dangerous and potentially life-threatening. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. This is a legitimate historic weather event affecting 12 million people. Remember those wind gusts I mentioned earlier? 36 miles per hour in Asheville, 43 in Marion, 55 at high elevations. When you combine that with temperatures already in the teens and dropping into the single digits, the wind chill becomes brutal. Asheville, your Sunday morning wind chill will be 15 degrees below zero. Let me repeat that. Negative 15 degrees. Marion and Hendersonville, similar wind chills with stronger gusts. Charlotte, you are looking at wind chills in the low single digits. Greenville, expect wind chills to feel like the single digits as well. For those who have never experienced cold like this, here is what to expect. Exposed skin can develop frostbite in under 30 minutes. Your car struggles to start. Pipes that are not insulated will freeze. If your power goes out, your house gets cold fast. This is Saturday night and Sunday morning for hundreds of thousands across the Carolinas. This forecast takes on added weight when you consider what is already happening on the ground. At least 87 people have died across multiple states from this winter weather pattern, according to CBS News. Hypothermia from cold exposure. Car accidents on icy roads. Cardiac emergencies while shoveling snow. Governor Josh Stein of North Carolina noted that Department of Transportation employees have been working up to 100-hour weeks to keep roads clear. 191,000 customers remain without power across the southern and southeastern states. In the wake of last weekend's storm, outages were most widespread in Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Another power outage event in the Carolinas would compound the danger. If you are in the affected area, comment your location below. I am reading every single comment and responding with specific information for your area. Do not wait, the cold is coming. The National Weather Service warned this could be the longest duration of cold in several decades. For 12 million residents across the Carolinas, the question now is not whether conditions will be difficult, it is how difficult and for how long. Looking ahead, the cold will not let go easily. Temperatures will remain below freezing in Asheville Saturday and Sunday. Bundle up and plan to stay indoors. Here is your 7-day breakdown. Saturday and Sunday, dangerous cold, with wind chills well below zero at times. Snow continues in the mountains through Sunday morning. Monday, the winds finally begin to calm down. Your morning commute will still be very cold, but conditions improve slightly. Tuesday, temperatures start to moderate with morning lows climbing back into the teens. By midweek, the pattern shifts and temperatures will slowly recover. But do not expect a quick warm-up. The snow on the ground will persist through early next week at minimum. But here is what nobody else is telling you yet. Long-range models are showing the potential for another pattern shift around the second week of February. Another Arctic intrusion is possible. The pattern supports it. It is too early to know for certain, but I will be monitoring closely. The storm currently impacting the Carolinas will move east-northeast over the Atlantic through Sunday. By Sunday evening, it will be several hundred miles off the coast of Massachusetts. It will not bring snow to New York or Boston, but it will keep things cold across the Northeast. I will have a full forecast update early next week, breaking down what develops. Make sure you do not miss it. With this forecast in mind, here is what you need to know. This is not just a snowstorm. We are looking at heavy snow, hurricane-force wind gusts near the coast, dangerous wind chills below zero, and deteriorating road conditions all happening simultaneously. 4 threats at once across 168 counties. Travel is extremely dangerous. 750 crashes reported in North Carolina alone by early evening Saturday. Interstate 85 was shut down after a major pileup involving a tractor-trailer. The Greenville Police Department announced they will no longer dispatch officers to single-vehicle collisions without injuries because the call volume is overwhelming them. Here is the important part. If you must travel, your window has closed. After sunset Saturday, wet roads freeze solid. Do not be that person stuck on the highway for hours, surrounded by stranded vehicles. Prepare now, not tomorrow morning. Now. Governor Stein has activated emergency response resources. If you need salt or sand for your driveway, stores are already running low. Many residents spent days searching for dwindling supplies after last weekend. For power outages, have flashlights, extra blankets, and a way to stay warm. If you have a generator, ensure it is properly ventilated outside only. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills silently. You have been warned. You have the information. What you do with it is up to you. The Carolinas are being hit, while much of the South is still recovering from last weekend's devastating ice storm. In Mississippi, the death toll has risen to 16. Parts of 2 major highways remain closed to clear ice. Dozens of tree branches are still tangled in power lines. Across multiple states, at least 87 deaths have been directly attributed to storm conditions or weather-related accidents. Another 24 deaths appear to be weather-related but are still being confirmed. New York City alone has found 13 people dead in the cold. Causes of death are still being determined for some. The National Weather Service has stated this could be the longest duration of cold in several decades, affecting the eastern United States. This is not an isolated event. This is a sustained pattern that has gripped the nation. Extreme cold alerts remain in effect across parts of the eastern United States, and now another Arctic blast is pushing into the region, compounding the danger. Let me recap what you need to know. The mountains of western North Carolina are seeing 4 to 12 inches of snow depending on elevation. Wind gusts reaching 55 miles per hour at high elevations. Wind chills plunging to 15 degrees below zero Sunday morning. Charlotte has 6 inches of snow on the ground. 750 crashes reported across North Carolina. Major highways have been shut down. The coast faces blizzard conditions with historic snowfall possible in Wilmington. Wind gusts approaching 70 miles per hour near the Outer Banks. Coastal flooding is a concern. The cold persists through early next week. Travel is dangerous, and officials are urging everyone to stay home. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. Meteorologists are calling this a once-in-a-generation event for the Carolinas. History will remember this storm. If you found this forecast helpful, comment below with your location and I will give you specific updates for your area. Share this video with family and friends in the Carolinas. They need to see this forecast. Stay safe, stay warm, stay informed, and I will see you in the next update.